All right. It is fantastic to see all of you fabulous people here. You guys having a great ISTE so far? Yes? All right. Very good. Well, today I wanted to talk a little bit. Are we squeaking here? Is that me? Today I want to talk a little bit about templates. You know, a good template is something that you grab that file, you adjust it a little bit, and then it's ready to rock for you and your students, right? And if you find a really good template, it can save you a ton of time. Now, here's the thing. Some of us go to this fantastic little website called Teachers Pay Teachers. Have you heard of Teachers Pay Teachers before? Okay, that's what I figured. And see, we'll go over there and we'll kind of like, you know, spend a few bucks here, spend a few bucks there, getting all this stuff. Here's the thing. First of all, you worked hard for that money. You ought to be able to hang on to it. Second of all, Figma has actually made some really fantastic templates that you might not even know are there. Hence the name of my session, Like TPT for Free. So we're going to explore the Figma template library and see some of the stuff that's already here, sitting there, waiting for you to start using it with your students. And I got to say, there's some pretty fun stuff here, okay? So, real quick about me, my name's Matt Miller. I taught high school Spanish for more than 10 years in little bitty West Central Indiana. Like the schools that I taught at most recently, graduating class of 32 kids. Can you imagine that? Out in the middle of nowhere, very rural. We do have a drive your tractor to school day. You can kind of get the picture a little bit. And since then, I've written 6 books about teaching and technology, do presentations at schools and school districts around the country. I was actually just in the classroom teaching high school Spanish, a full load, this last spring semester. So I am teacher tired like you all and ready for the summer as well. So, and I know the value of a good template too, because if I could grab one of those templates, adjust it a little bit, and assign it to my students, I didn't have to make it myself. And so the question then becomes, where do you find some of that stuff? That's what I'm going to show you first. All right, so real quick, are you all familiar? Are you all familiar with FigJam? Do you guys know about FigJam? Okay, if you're just getting here and you're not super familiar with it, digital whiteboard tool. You can throw sticky notes on it, you can throw stickers on it, you can draw on it. There's just like all sorts of stuff. It's kind of like a regular whiteboard with all of these features that you didn't even realize that you really needed, that you really wanted. And they're all just like right down through here in all the menus and everything. What's great about it also is that you can share it with your students and it can become one great big collaborative space where everybody works or where small groups work too, which is super, super cool. And so what do you put on these FigJam files? Well, that's where we're going to get into the templates a little bit. In fact, you might even see my FigJam file is like a great big endless canvas, right? Like it doesn't start or end anywhere. And you also might notice that there's not hardly anything up here. So that's where we're going to go next. Let's go to figma.com. Well, this is where I'm going to go at least, /community. In fact, I'm going to put that up here real quick so that you can see it. Figma, I know it's tiny right now. There. Figma.com /@K12education. Yay, we finally got it right. Yay. Okay. You go here and notice this says Figma Education Creators. This is where you've got lots of great folks like the fantastic Kayla Holland that was just here a second ago, wasn't she? She's someplace else, I think. Anyway, she was just here a second ago, that have been creating these templates for us. And so the neat thing about this, of course, is that you can go search. Let's say, for instance, that you got some students that are into Crocs. Do you all know that they wear socks with their Crocs? I remember like back in the day when it was cool for adults to wear Crocs, we didn't wear socks with them. I remember when it was cool to wear Birkenstocks and we didn't wear socks with those either. Maybe that's why they do it, it's to drive us crazy. Let's say that they're into those Croc charms that they put into it. Now I just happen to know that there's a cool template that relates to this. Hey. And so there it is right there. If I click on it, now I've got this pre-made template. You all in the front row, we're gonna make us some Crocs with some Croc charms here in a second, okay? So if you open up this template, notice this open in FigJam. So if we open this up, it's gonna create a brand new FigJam file with that template in it, right? Here's a trick. We can grab however much of this we want. Like I'm gonna grab, say, this much of it right here. And once I do that, I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna paste it into my other template. So check this out. This is the same page that I had earlier. If you wanna take some of these and stick them all in the same place, this is a really easy way to do it. You open that template up, you create the new file, and so the template's all right there. You just copy the parts that you want and stick it in here. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You all in the front row, let's have some fun with this, okay? I'm gonna give you all some numbers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I'm trying to stay away from that squeak if I can. So here's what we do, is we're gonna use the stickers. And of course you can borrow some of the ones that are already on the page, but you can go straight into the stickers, which are gonna be right here. We're gonna click on this little button right here and go into the stickers. And you can kind of like scroll up and down through and find different ones. You can even search for them too and start pulling those in. When you throw those stickers on top of the little dots on the Crocs, guess what? It'll look like Croc charms, right? So think about, I love this template for a variety of reasons. Look at some of the examples up here. Do I have some examples here? I mean, you start to think about like, if you're reading a book and you wanted to say, okay, that one character in the novel, what kind of Croc charms would they put in there and why? And what does that tell about the story that we just read about, right? If you're studying somebody in history, if you're studying a geographical location, what Croc charms could I put on there that represent that particular place? So there's like a wide variety of ways that you could do this. Whether you use FigJam for this or not, it's a fun activity, right? But then what do we do in here? We've got these text boxes. And in these text boxes now with the little arrows, we can show why we put the certain Croc charms in and what they represent and everything. So anyway, I just thought this was super fun, but it also illustrates how if we use that community that we were just talking about, this K-12 education right here, it's really easy to open up a file, copy the stuff that you want, stick it into your file, right? The neat thing about that is that now we can have kind of like back-to-back, side-by-side activities. So we've got the Croc charm activity. Let's say we want to do sort of a series of activities, right? Well, what's activity 2 going to be? I don't know about you all, but I've been hearing some things at ISTE about artificial intelligence. Have you heard anything about that? Any stuff about maybe just a little bit? Yeah. One of my favorite things that's come out of generative AI is the image generators. Have any of you used any of the image generators? You know what I'm talking about? You made some images. Have you all also noticed that sometimes there's a little bit of AI weirdness in those pictures? Have you seen any weird AI generated images? Yeah. But a lot of them are really good. Now, one thing I really love is incorporating some of those AI generated images into teaching. And so if we search for, it's the generative AI feed, which hopefully I'm going to be able to find here. See, we scroll down through here, and let's just do a quick little, just sort of a quick little tour of some of the stuff that we see on here. There's stuff about digital citizenship, social emotional learning, design thinking, student video discussion board, game of quotes. That's super fun. A class yearbook template, the crap test. There's our Croc charms right there. And so if we keep kind of scrolling down here, there it is. Generative AI image feedback collaboration. So again, remember, if I like that, I can create it in a brand new file, or if there's parts of it that I want to hang on to, but not the whole thing, I can always just copy them over to my main file. And so now, I'm going to highlight like 4 of these, copy them, and I'm going to bring them back over here, and we're going to paste. Move them all back over here. Now, if you all are in the front row, I want you all to keep playing with your Crocs, okay? Keep adding new things to your Crocs. But take a look at this template. This is pretty cool. First of all, you stick the AI-generated image here. Then you can also stick the text-to-image prompt. Now, there's some neat things that we can do with these AI-generated images. First of all, yes, you can stick the prompt in here. So if you have students creating it, it's neat to put the prompt so you can kind of like analyze how well the AI did with it. Or how about this? You put the image right here and you ask the students to tell you what they thought the prompt was. It's kind of like reverse prompt engineering, but it's also got them thinking critically about the image. I kind of like that one. And then if you come down here, this is where we can do some feedback, right? So if the teacher wants to be able to put some things in here, or if the student wants to put some things in about their process, that's a good place to be able to put that. So imagine we have activity 1, we have activity 2. We want to put one more thing in here, and let's make it a fun one. Do we have any Swifties in the house? 2. We have 3. That's it, really? Okay. So the friendship bracelet craze. You all know about the friendship bracelet craze, right? Okay, I'm getting some more nods on that, thank goodness. Okay, so check this out. We come back over to our K-12 education template library, and we want to do the friendship bracelet template. So again, we can hit open in FigJam to create a new file, or you've seen it enough, you know what I'm going to say next, right? Copy and paste the parts over that you want. So to my friends here in the front row, we're going to actually make some of these. So we're going to come through here real fast, and we're going to grab a bunch of this. We're going to copy it over. And part of the reason that I wanted to do this like this is I wanted you to be able to see how quick and easy it is to put this stuff together. Because like sometimes we don't have a whole lot of time to plan, right? And if it's something that you can just pull together that fast, imagine you're on your planning period, you find a couple of templates that you like, you copy them over into one file, and in like 15 minutes you're done. So now you can use that time for something else, right? So it kind of walks you through how to do the friendship bracelet. You can change the colors to the different beads. They're all kind of on top of each other. But hopefully you all can, maybe make that work. But like it says here, who's going to wear the bracelet? What are the letters we're going to put on it? What's the pattern of the colors? And we can do a little text box down here discussing what we're going to do. So, mostly, I wanted to take this to give you a quick tour of what this template library looks like. Because again, if we're using FigJam, we don't have to run off to Teachers Pay Teachers or try to track down all of these templates in different places, because we've got lots of really good ones right here. So there you go. And then that link, one more time, to put up for you in case you missed it at the beginning, is figma.com/@K12 education. That's what I was calling like TPT, but for free, right?